Alright, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this camp lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who taught me this 100% truth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. That'll be you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those are the true children of Israel, spoken of in the Bible, the Israelites. And in these last days, the spirit of life has entered into a small remnant of men and gave him the spirit to the Lord, the Most High Yahweh, gave these men the spirit to go out and prophesy and wake up the lost tribes of Israel. So we're gonna start this lesson up with the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 11. Reads, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon Salakia, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So that's speaking of this remnant elect men that the spirit of life, the spirit of the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai entered into them in these last days and gave us the spirit to go out and prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, America, Babylon the Great. And great fear fell upon them, which is speaking of the elite tribes of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's in great fear because he knows once the Lord is dealing with his people once again, that means the end of his kingdom, the end of Babylon the Great. And we're speaking the end into existence. Let's go to Revelation 14, 1 through 4. It reads, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So this new song is this gospel in its truest form, starting with the elders of Great Millstone, starting with Abba Bivens, who was Elijah reincarnated. That's when this truth really started to pick up ground. And then from Abba Bivens to King Masha, High Priest Ariyah, and then going to the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Aramla. These men, the Lord was dealing with these men, and he gave them the spirit to go out and prophesy this 100% truth. And here we are in the last days, waking up, prophesying the destruction of America, waking up the lost tribes of Israel. And you have to remember that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Those people that are in the land today are not the true Jews. Those are Amalekites, those small hatters. Those are not the real Israelites. The real Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who the Lord is dealing with, and not just everyone. The 2/3 are going to be destroyed. Only a small remnant, the 1/3, which are the 144,000, on down to the large multitude, are the only ones that are going to receive salvation when the destruction takes place. And going back, let me read that one more time. Revelation 14:3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So yeah, this new song is this gospel in its truest form, because this gospel isn't for everybody. Not everybody was meant to get it. Only the elect. This is only for the elect. We're out here only fishing for the elect. And the elect are almost sealed. Once the elect are sealed, all hell's gonna break loose. And we're constantly blowing the trumpet, sounding the warning, because it's only a matter of time before the famine of the word comes and you can't hear this word anymore. Once all the elect are sealed, that's it. Everyone else is gonna be destroyed. And also the names, because this new song, we receive the names, the true Hebrew names of our power. Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists. That's the name of God, the Most High. And Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son, meaning he is the deliverer, but only the deliverer of the nation of Israel. That's who he came for. All these bugged out Christians thinking that Jesus loves everybody. Jesus, Salakia, Yahweh Shai is a man of war. He's gonna come back to bring the sword. So let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 14. It reads, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And truly this gospel has been pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth via the internet. The internet did all the heavy lifting for the prophets, and that's how it got throughout the four corners of the earth. Members of the elect started waking up, the majority being here in America, Babylon the Great. That's where the great deliverance is going to take place. But a lot of other prophets are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, prophesying this gospel. So now that this gospel has been preached, now the end, we're at the very end. The end is at hand. The end of all things, the end of Esau's world is at hand. But the beginning of Jacob, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The beginning of Jacob's kingdom is at hand, and that's what we're speaking into existence. We can't wait for this wicked place to be destroyed. We don't want to grow old in Babylon in America. So how is this place going to be destroyed? It's going to be destroyed via thermonuclear missiles, thermonuclear destruction. Babylon the Great is going to be bombed by Gog and Magog, which is Russia, China, North Korea. All these nations are going to turn on the great horde and bomb the shit out of this place. So let's go to Revelation 11 and 14. It reads, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's speaking of the Third World War. That's the Battle of Armageddon. So World War III is gonna kick off the end of all things, because it's gonna start, in the Valley of Yehoshaphat in the Middle East, and once it escalates to the missiles being launched, that's when America's truly gonna be obliterated. And we see it, it's in the news. You could cover your eyes, you could go into denial, but we're at the very end of Esau's world. And 2/3 of our people don't want to hear it. They want to stay in Babylon forever. They claim that they have faith, but they don't want this place to be destroyed. They want to continue dwelling in their wickedness. But a small remnant have this new song, and we're pushing the end of this thing. We're hastening the day of the Lord, the day of our power. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. reads, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judge me." And that's speaking about the nuclear missiles. Because when they get launched, you know, they get launched into the air and they're going to come down upon Idumea, which is America. And I got another example of these missiles in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 13. It reads, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world." And that's speaking of those missiles. The Lord doesn't miss. The Lord's going to hit his target, which is America, Babylon the Great. It's going to pay for all the wickedness it's done, especially to the children of Israel. We've been oppressed for hundreds of years, starting with the tribe of Gad. When Columbus, the Europeans, so-called founded this place, they stole it. This is stolen land. They slaughtered the tribe of Gad. And then they went to Africa and got the tribe of Judah and brought them in ships and made them serve in slavery. That's how this nation was built, through bloodshed and slavery from the Israelites. These billionaires, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, they profited off the Israelite slavery. That's how they got their wealth. And the Lord, you know, the Lord is going to make them pay for what they did. So how are we going to escape? So we talk about the destruction. This place is going to be completely obliterated by nuclear missiles. How are the elect going to be saved? They're going to be saved via those chariots, those so-called UFOs. And Yahweh Shai, when he returns, he's going to come in a big fathership. He's going to crack those clouds. And only the elect can see this, because this sounds like a fairy tale, right? But we truly believe in this salvation. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 4 and 16 through 17. It reads, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first." Yeah, so the martyrs are going to be the first to be delivered. If you endure till death, you know, if you don't bow the knee, you get your head cut off in a FEMA camp, concentration camp. The Lord is not going to forsake you. That was your lot, and you're going to be honored. You're going to be exalted for that sacrifice you made. In verse 17, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds." The clouds is the chariots. "To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord Yahweh." So not everybody's going to have to get their head cut off and be martyrs. A lot of us are going to not see death. The Lord is going to give us the spirit to endure till he returns and be beamed up in those so-called UFOs, mainly in Yahweh Shai's chariot, the fathership. And that's part of the new song. We know these things now. It ain't no fairy tale sci-fi aliens. You know how Esau blasphemed the chariots, made it seem like there's little green men. Nah, there's angels, and not no little blonde hair angels with wings. Nah, it's so-called black men. That's what the angels look like. And we know this. We see this. The Lord gave us a spirit to understanding, and we're pushing this word boldly. Let's go to Revelation 1 and 7. It reads, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen." So when Yahweh Shai cracks those clouds in that fathership, every eye shall see him, you know? A black man in the chariot, not Caesar Borgia. And even those that pierced him. So those Romans that tortured our king and hung him up on the cross, they're back on the earth today via reincarnation, because reincarnation is very real. We've all been here before, many times. And we're here in the very last incarnation, in our appointed lots. And if you have this word, the Lord is dealing with you. But you have to make your calling and election sure. You got to push this word, sacrifice your freedom in your life for this truth. And that gives you hope of salvation. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 30. It reads, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." And that's another example of Yahushua returning in that great fathership, that great chariot. And all the tribes of the earth shall mourn, because they're going to realize, damn, there is a power, and we fucked up. You should have got this truth while I was out here, while the prophets were laboring. You scoffed at them, and the Lord is going to judge you for that. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. It reads, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for." You see that? So, no one, all these wicked, 2/3 and wicked heathen, they think Caesar Borgia is gonna come in a horse. You know what I'm saying? Once they see that great fathership and the elect being beamed up, they're gonna be amazed by the strangeness of his salvation. This whole time, Esau's been brainwashing you into thinking that these chariots are little green men, aliens. But that's a deception. But the elect are waiting for Yahushua to return. We're hoping and praying that we make it to that chariot, to that great fathership, and we see the destruction of America. That's what we hope for and pray for. And that's what we labor for. We fear the Lord. We don't fear Esau. We don't fear going to a concentration camp and getting our head cut off. We fear the Lord plaguing our mind and taking the spirit from us. That's what we fear. And that's what we're out here, serving the Lord boldly. So yeah, man, they're going to be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. They weren't expecting a black man in a so-called UFO to come for the very bottom of the barrel, so to speak, in America. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're going to be exalted, and Esau is going to go into slavery. Everything's going to flip to its proper order. Because here in America, everything's backwards, bugged out. They exalt the woman over the man. They say the woman is the prize. But that's bullshit. The man is the prize. Because the seed comes through the man. You are what your father is. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. It reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." And this is Yahushua speaking. He only came for the Israelites. That's the only nation that can receive salvation. And that's what these Christians, and that's what ultimately the Israelites are hated, because we speak this fact and people don't want to hear it. People believe in this false hope that Jesus Christ is going to save everybody. And that's bullshit. Yahushua is only coming for his elect, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And If you don't look like one of those nations, one of those people, but you can receive this word, that means you're a speckled bird. You are an Israelite, but you look like a heathen nation, because we're scattered people, and we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So if you can receive this word and it resonates in your spirit, then you are an Israelite. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 17. It reads, "For Israel shall be saved, and the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end." So that's another example. And this is what the Christian church, Catholic church, they never go into Isaiah. They never go into Revelation. They pick and choose precepts to confuse you with and take your money. But there's another example that Yahushua only came for the nation of Israel, the Israelites. That's the only nation, that's the only people that Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua is dealing with. And another example in the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 26 through 27. And it reads, "And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins." So ultimately, all of Israel is going to be straight in the kingdom. There is no such thing as hell. Like this Catholic church, Christian church, bugged out doctrine teaches. Yeah, 2/3 are going to be destroyed on this side, and all the heathen nations are going to be destroyed. But in the kingdom of heaven, everybody's going to have an appointed order. The Israelites are going to be exalted, and all these other nations are going to go into captivity. They're going to be servants. That's their purpose, and that's what it is. You know, people just can't accept that. And Esau is going to have hardcore captivity, but ultimately, even the heathen nations will be straight in the kingdom. Everybody's going to rejoice in the kingdom of heaven. They're not going to be like, oh, you know, like jealous of the Israelites. They're just going to be grateful. They're going to be grateful in their order, you know, but they have to be destroyed on this side. That's the Lord's will, you know. You can't be emotional in this thing. If you have a heathen spouse, then most likely she's not an Israelite. She's going to be destroyed. And if you lose your family, because the Lord's going to test you, we're going to have to walk through that fire. If you lose your family, you just have to have faith that the Lord is going to recompense you tenfold. Your suffering ain't going to be in vain. The Lord is going to remember how you suffered for righteousness' sake. So now we spoke of the destruction of America via the thermonuclear destruction, but we also have to understand before the destruction comes the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. And we see this system collapsing. We see the dollar losing its value. See how BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, they're coming up with this new currency, and it's destroying the dollar. But ultimately, all roads lead to the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. And a lot of sold out Israelite camps. No one's teaching this, but it's the facts. Let's go to Revelation 13 and 16. It reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And that's the RFID microchip. and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So if you don't receive this microchip in your right hand or in your forehead, you're not gonna be able to participate in society. And that's where the true hour of temptation is gonna unfold. Because yeah, it's one thing saying you have faith when you have a warm bed, when you have a roof over your head, when you have a refrigerator full of food. But when the Lord strips you of everything, are you still gonna have faith? Are you still gonna endure this walk? And that's what we have to pray for. For the Lord to give us a spirit to endure and just walk out on faith, step out on faith alone, because He's gonna cover His elect men. He's gonna cover His elect men and their household. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to buy or sell, but we're gonna witness miracles. We're gonna get spiritual power, and that's how we're gonna endure until the end. Just how the prophet Elijah was fed with, the Lord sent ravens to give him meat, and He gave him the spirit to go to that brook and drink water. Or how Yahushua fed the large multitude, turning fish into thousands of fish, bread into thousands of loaves of bread. We're going to receive that type of power. And a lot of people don't have faith. A lot of people think it's fairy tales, but we truly have faith and believe. Let's go to Revelation 14, 9 through 11. Reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in the forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you take that mark, you sign your death certificate, you're going to be destroyed. And that's why whatever you do, there's no coming back from that. If you take that chip, you bowed the knee, you gave your allegiance to Esau. And a lot of Israelites, a lot of so-called believers are not going to make it. Only a small remnant is going to make it. And that's why we have to fear the Lord, because it's going to get so bad out here. The Lord is going to really test your spirit to see if you're His. And once those missiles come, you're not just going to be like obliterated. I know I always speak on this. Some Israelites are going to think, well, if I take this chip, it's going to be a quick death. Nah, the Lord is going to torment you. He could make it seem like an eternity, and really it's only like a couple minutes, an hour. So whatever you do, Akim, do not take that chip. And that's what we're out here warning the people. All these other camps aren't teaching this, but it's clear as day that this is the end game, this microchip. That's Esau's last push to remain in power. Let me get some water real quick, Salakia. But yeah, we out here standing boldly for the Lord. I wouldn't rather be doing anything else. So you see the prophets out here speaking against this devil, exposing his agenda, waking up the Israelites, and they see this. They see us posting these videos, doing lessons, exposing them, and they're in fury. They're gonna come after us, because we're getting in their way. We're getting in their way of their plans, of this new world order, and that's where persecution is gonna come in. So let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17. And it reads, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach." So who's the dragon? Esau, Edom. The governments, the US government, you know, they're gonna come after us because this is treason, you know, we're speaking against this country, this wicked country. And who is the remnant of her seed? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're the remnant, we're the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if you can receive that. We're the descendants. Our lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And for a lot of years, Esau hid this truth from us. Our Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, took the Spirit from us. But in these last days, He gave us mercy and gave us the Spirit and woke us up. And Esau sees this, and he's gonna come down with great wrath. So let's go to Revelation 2 and 10. It reads, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So once they enact martial law, they're gonna come after us, you know? And they're gonna get some of us. They're gonna throw us into concentration camps. And we don't fear this, you know, that's part of the walk. That's part of this walk. This truth ain't no cakewalk. We're in a war, we're in a battle. And this is the true gospel. There's all these bugged out Christian churches, Catholic churches, they're gonna fold. All those so-called religious men that claim they have faith, they're gonna fold like females. They're gonna take that shit. Only the men of the Lord are gonna stand boldly in the face of the devil, Esau, Edom. So yeah, man, it's one thing speaking of it, but we're truly gonna have to endure this hell. Like you really have to meditate on the fact that you could be separated from your wife and kids. They could die in front of you. Are you gonna remain strong, remain faithful? Because the Lord truly is gonna test us. And if you get sent to a concentration camp, you know, you just have to pray that the Lord is with you, because He can break you out of it. You know, He'll test you for a couple days, a couple weeks, and He can send an angel to break you out of there, reunite you with your family. Anything is possible with the Lord. And that's what we don't fear. We truly believe that the Lord is dealing with us. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 9. It reads, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my God." So the Lord is not gonna forsake us. Yeah, He's gonna try us, but He's not gonna forsake us. He's not gonna give us something we can't handle. We're gonna call on His name, and He's gonna come through for us. And we have to find comfort in these scriptures, because all hell is gonna break loose. You know, it's gonna get fucking crazy, and we just have to constantly Baba Kasha, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, please deliver me, please deliver my family, because that's all we're gonna have. We're not gonna have anything, man. We're not gonna take that chip. Fuck Esau. So that's something to meditate upon, and we gotta be grateful. For many are called, but few are chosen. Yeah, a lot of people know they're Israelites. A lot of people know that the mark of the beast is the chip, but they're not repenting. They don't truly comprehend the seriousness of this thing. But we do. That's what we're prophesying in the highways and hedges, making videos. serving the Lord Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, offering up a sacrifice, a righteous sacrifice, wholeheartedly. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 5. It reads, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." So if you pray for strength, the Lord is going to give you a reason to be strong. You know what I'm saying? He's going to try his men. Because like gold is tried in the fire, you got to purify gold. He's going to purify us before we get delivered. Burn all our impurities, because we're in this wicked flesh. We're in this wicked flesh, and we're not worthy of Yahweh Shai. But through his mercy, he's gonna save his elect men. And we owe him everything for that. That's why we disconnect from society, man. We have no aspirations in Babylon anymore. Fuck this place. Our treasures are stored in heaven. That's what we have hope in. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 12 through 13. And it reads, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though something strange happened unto you. But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy." So this truth, like I said, it ain't no cakewalk. Demons are gonna constantly be afflicting us. We're gonna be catching hell. You know, we might be straight right now, but believe me, we're gonna be catching hell. And thinking not strange, like, damn, why is the Lord doing this to me? Nah, you should be thankful. Just how Yahweh Shai, the King of Kings, he walked that walked through the fire, got humiliated, they spat on him. You know what I'm saying? He had the power to destroy all of them, but he walked that walk of humility before he got exalted. And now that he finished the job, he's exalted for eternity. He's the king, he's the man. And just how he walked that walk of humility, we have to humble ourselves before we get exalted. We're gonna have to partake in Hamashiach's sufferings, whatever that may be, because they're gonna demonize us. They're gonna paint the Israelites as the worst of the worst, and that's where we're gonna be hated. Even your family is gonna hate you for this truth. Your wife and kids might hate you, but you know what? It is what it is. You were chosen for this walk, and that's the greatest blessing of all. Because if you endure, partake in Yahweh Shai's sufferings, you're gonna be exalted. You're gonna be a king, man. You can only meditate in the kingdom of heaven, how great it's gonna be. And that's what we have hope in. We'll take that hell with honor, you know? Walk like a man. Men aren't men anymore in Babylon. Men are effeminized. Women aren't women anymore in Babylon. Women are masculine. Everything's fucking inverted backwards. And we see this. And they call it toxic masculinity, being a man. But once Jacob's trouble, once all hell breaks loose, all these fucking feminine men are gonna be worthless. That's why a woman is gonna cling on to a man of the Lord. Let's get there. Isaiah 4:1. It reads, "And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach." So when all hell breaks loose, all these effeminate men are going to be worthless. All these women are going to be clinging onto a man of the Lord. They're going to see our stability. They're going to see our stable mind. We're not going to panic. We know this is coming. We anticipate this shit every day. We anticipate all hell breaking loose every day when we wake up. And the Lord is going to give us a stable mind. When we see dead bodies everywhere, we're gonna see dead bodies everywhere. We're gonna see people eating each other, gangs of motherfuckers ravishing women, but we're not gonna feel sorry for them. Just like in the book of Eli, they show us glimpses of this in the movies. Just how in the book of Eli, he was walking and he saw that woman about to get ravished, and he said, hey, you know, stay on the path, stay on the course. There's nothing I could do for her. That's judgment. That's the Lord judging her wicked ass. You know what I'm saying? And there is some sincere women that are going to receive mercy from the Lord, and those are the ones that the Lord is going to give you the spirit to say, all right, you take her in, you know? You'll be her covering cast. But the majority of these wicked women are going to be destroyed, man. Babylon fucked their mind up. A lot of women can't accept the fact that a man is entitled to more than one woman, and that's the natural order of things. And they just can't receive, they can't, you know, they can't accept that. And a lot of effeminate ass men, you know, oh, my wife, you know, man, in the kingdom we're gonna have thousands of wives. And that's a beautiful thing. Multiply. So let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 19. It reads, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. And we're in the west right now, America, Babylon the Great. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. So yeah, man, once they declare martial law, they're gonna come after us, man. The little rights that we have, no rights. They're gonna fucking break into your houses, threaten your family members, looking for you. And the Lord Yahweh is going to lift up a standard against his men. You know, he'll give you the power to disappear in front of your enemies. He'll give you the power to, the strength of Samson, and fuck all these UN soldiers up, you know? So we have to find comfort in these scriptures, man. We wholeheartedly believe in these precepts. This is the word of God, and it's a living word. It's faithful and true. And that's why we don't fear this enemy. We were standing boldly in the enemy's face. We're behind enemy lines right now, bro. We're Salakia. We're in the belly of the beast right now. And hey, man, this is the Lord's movie. We're prophets. We're men of the Lord, you know? Fuck Esau. And the Lord is gonna give us that spiritual power to combat Esau. That's how we're gonna make it, because carnally, there's no way we can take on the enemy with all this technology he has. Robots, he's gonna have AI robots, robot dogs, fucking drones, you know, drones. Once, man, it's gonna be a dystopian, it's gonna look real dystopian and draconian real soon. Donald Trump, everybody's happy that he got elected. Man, he could very well be the one to kick this whole thing off. You know, that's Nero, that's Caesar, Nero in the reincarnation. America is the Roman Empire all over again. And just how in 70 AD, how they persecuted the Israelites, the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. The same thing is gonna happen, but 10 times worse, because it's gonna top 70 AD, the time we're coming into. It's gonna be a time like never before. So you can only imagine how bad it's gonna get. And hey, man, it's exciting. It's exciting because we have faith that the Lord is gonna cover us. You know, I don't want to fucking work another 5 years, you know, being a slave to a corporation. Fuck that. I want the Lord to return. So yeah, the Lord is gonna lift up a standard against his men. So let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 15 and verse 2. Reads, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. And that's, the victory is written, you know, it's written that we're gonna endure to the end, and the remnant are gonna be beamed up and delivered. And that's the sea of glass, the big ass Yahweh's chariot. We're gonna see the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. And we just have to hope and pray we make it onto that ship. And we have faith. No one, man, if you, people walking by saying that so-called Jesus Christ is gonna come back in a big ass UFO, they cannot receive that, man. And we gotta thank Yahweh Shem Yahushai that he gave us the spirit to understand this, because it's facts. That's how Yahweh Shai is gonna return in that fathership. And after those nukes, those chariots, the angels are gonna finish it off, completely obliterate this place with those lasers, melt this place. That's how it's gonna be a lake of fire. Everything's gonna be melted. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. Everything you see here in America is gonna be melted. So the victory is written. The victory is written. We just have to endure. We have to have faith and keep pushing this word. No matter what you do, keep pushing this word. Your wife leaves you, keep pushing this word, man, because this is all we have. This is our only hope for salvation. And we just have to keep studying, keep learning. Being rooted in this faith, because we're gonna for sure be tried. Those are all the precepts I had. But yeah, it's gonna get wild out here. So that's all I had for today. I hope and pray, you know, a lot of times brothers have real long lessons, you know, 2-hour lessons. But I pray for the Lord to strengthen my spirit every camp. I want to have longer lessons, but this is as far as the spirit has me going right now. I hope this lesson has been edifying, and you never know, the Lord will send brothers my way. If you're a brother doing the work by yourself, hey, that's part of your walk. You know, the Lord he's seeing if you're really down for this. And if I have to do this on my own, it is what it is. I do this with joy and pride. So hopefully this lesson has been edifying. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Keep pushing, keep enduring, and on to the next. Shalom.